Welcome to another episode of Conversations One-on-One. And today we want to talk about the plantation business model. I know you're wondering, what the hell is the plantation business model? We're talking about the CEOs of these large companies, i.e. Amazon, Microsoft, what else we got? Apple. We're talking about these major companies, Walmart, your Walmarts, where the CEO is making hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, while the employees are barely making it. They're barely able to pay their rent, or they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's what we're talking about, the plantation business model. That's what we mean when we say plantation business model.
I just want to throw something in here for a second. With this plantation business model, this is the new 2024-2025 version. We'll say 2024-25, even though we're in 25, because it was happening in 2024. These plantation owners have started, what you call it, when you lease out the work. They done start outsourcing the work to the other countries now. Well, Verizon and other companies that you can only go to customer service, Microsoft, and there's one of them, Google. So they start outsourcing the work to get cheaper labor than they can here in the United States. But I'm sorry, baby. Continue.
No, you good. We're going to talk about that. We're going to touch on that as well. I just want to read a little something here. Yeah, I'm sipping and tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. Get you a little something to sip while you watch. Now, this what I'm about to read right here is from Union General Gordon Granger. Now, this is right after the Civil War. This is around what we call Juneteenth, what people done started celebrating. He came to some slaves in Texas. You know, Emancipation Proclamation had been passed. It was law by this time, and there were some slaves there that didn't know what was going on. So he came down and he gave a little speech, and that's what I'm about to read. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, that will be the president for y'all people in the back, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. And the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired laborer. Now, I read that because it sounds like the system is still the same, just the titles have been changed.
So that means that not only are we in slavery now, the white folks is too.
Oh yeah. So you hear what he said. It's not slave master and slave anymore. It's employer and hired laborer. Same damn thing. So just like the slave master would use the slaves to pick all of the cotton wouldn't even be picked, it wouldn't even be harvested if it wasn't for the slaves picking the cotton. But the slave master would get all of the money, the slaves would get nothing. So that's just like these CEOs getting all these millions and millions of dollars, and the employees getting nothing. They living in the slave huts. They eating the slop and the chitlins. That's what they're eating compared to these steak dinners and people feeding them grapes and crepes and everything great. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get into some statistics here. So the pay gap between CEOs and their employees has grown significantly over the past few decades, particularly in major US companies. Here's a breakdown. So, CEO to worker pay rate, average pay ratio. According to reports, the average CEO to worker pay ratio for companies in the S&P 500 was 324 to 1. This means a CEO typically earns 324 times what their median employee earns annually. That's 324 times. How is this making sense? Your operation wouldn't even be able to run without these employees. Is that fair?
No.
Should the very people that's helping your company even operate, should these people be struggling? In 1965, this ratio was only 20-1. So 20-1 was messed up. We can imagine that. But 324-1? That is horrible. That means it's only gotten worse and worse, and it's continuing to get worse. So, top company examples. Amazon in 2022, CEO Andy Jassy earned $212.7 million with the pay ratio of about 6,474-1 compared to the median Amazon worker. And we wonder why they going on strike. CEO making all this money and people barely scraping by. It's not the CEO out there in them damn trucks making them deliveries, sorting that stuff out at the fulfillment centers. The fulfillment center might as well be the damn plantation. Let's talk about Walmart. In 2022, CEO Doug McMillon earned $25.3 million with the pay ratio of 933-1. Apple. Let's get on Tim Cook ass. CEO Tim Cook earned $99.4 million with the pay ratio of around 1,447-1. This is ridiculous. Now, they say that a lot of this comes from, like my beautiful partner here said, them outsourcing the work. You get these people putting these phones together overseas, you paying them $2 a damn hour. Of course the pay ratio is going to be that large. But on top of that, why aren't you hiring Americans that want to work and paying them a decent wage? How many mansions do you need? How many Ferraris or Lamborghinis do you really need? How much of this money do you really need? Do you have 1,000-person family living in your house or something? You know what I'm saying? It's just totally unfair. Absolutely unfair. And so now what's been happening, like we saw at the docks, people been going on strike. They've been bringing striking back. I absolutely agree with it because you got to take care of the people that's keeping your company running. Yes. This shouldn't even be nothing to talk about. This should be common damn sense. If everybody walked out of these facilities right now, your pockets would be super hurting.
It's greed. It's just plain greed.
Straight up. Greed.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
So, are we going to continue to see a trend of strikes, people walking off the job and demanding more from these employers that's just sucking us dry? And I'm talking about our energy, our quality of life, wanting us to do overtime, wanting us to work 50, 60 hours a week to make sure their company stays afloat. When y'all gonna take care of us? Because without us, you wouldn't exist. All these millions of dollars you making, you wouldn't be making it.
I just had a brilliant idea. I was thinking that it's a lot of people that they go through Amazon to sell their products. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe different people can start different businesses selling the same thing that Amazon does. You can create your own business and make the money that Amazon would be losing if you guys stop going to work for Amazon. They stop being there to distribute their stuff. Y'all could just distribute your own shit. Do it locally in your in your area, in your neighborhoods, in your state.
That's a good idea. Come together, do what you've been doing at Amazon, distribute your own product, but you'll be in charge. Yeah,
and that money would be going straight to you guys. I mean, it was just something I thought of. Maybe, it's not a good idea, but it seemed like a good idea to me. It's entrepreneurship. Why not build your own family worth? Why not build your wealth?
And that's the thing. We haven't been taught in school or indoctrinated in school to get good grades so you can be successful and maybe become an entrepreneur. The rhetoric was always get good grades so when you graduate you can go to college and get a good job or have a good career. As long as you have a job, that means you're going to be working for somebody else. And entrepreneurship was not something that was just really encouraged. Not when I was going to school. I don't know about y'all, but when I was in school, they were not encouraging entrepreneurship. Everybody, I want to be a firefighter, or I want to be a police officer, or this or that. Nobody, and I'm sure there may have been some, but most of the people I heard, they were not talking about being an entrepreneur. It was always going to work for somebody else. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need employees. You may start a business and you may need to hire some people to work for you. My thing is treat them fairly. When are we going to realize that without our employees, there will be no employers? We make the operation work. So, I'm an advocate for strikes. Demand your worth. One thing for sure, no one can ever pay you enough money for your time, but they can give you an incentive that's worth it.
I was just sitting here thinking, when we go on Amazon, you can order straight from the fulfillment center, or they'll show you like a small store. Somebody that's selling probably from their house and just want to ship the product straight to you.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that it's small businesses out there that's using Amazon, that knows what Amazon has going on. You know what I'm saying? Help if everybody sticks together, it can get done.
This will conclude another episode of Conversations One-on-One. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's Conversations One-on-One because that's what it's all about. Having a conversation, having a discussion. Also, don't forget about malicious intentions. Order it on Amazon. We have the link. Tell us what you think. It's a great read. I read it from cover to cover. Great book. Check it out. So until next time, thank you all for watching and peace.